Abyei social media, mush. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Abyei social media. My name is Regina Ajak, reporting to you from Washington, D.C. I'm reporting to you with the delegation of Abyei Community Organization. We have just recently had a meeting with the office of Senator Chuck Grassley. We have very important information to give you, and also before we get into that discussion, I'm going to let my guest speaker introduce himself. I'm sitting here with Mr. President and also the President of the Community in Iowa and the Women's Association President. I'll let them introduce themselves before we get into this topic and give you guys an update on what's going on in Abyei and what's going on with our meeting today and some of the initiatives that we're working on as well. Thank you. We'll start by Mr. President. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Regina. You playing so many multiple roles. So you're part of the delegation, but as of now, you are via social media. My special greeting to all the via social media, media viewers, and to all our people of Abyei and people of South Sudan. My name is James Ngong Njurdeng Agbek. I'm the chairperson of Abyei Community Association in the United States of America. And here we are sitting at South Sudan Embassy Conference Room, where we just wrapped up our visit to Washington, a visit that took us to the office of Senator Chuck Grassley. We had a very productive meeting with the legislative director, Mr. James Rice, and we met with Ambassador Philip, and the South Sudan Embassy warmly welcomed us, and we're feeling at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that brief update. Next, we'll have our next guest speaker. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks to Abyei social media and all the viewers. My name is Bagat Agwak. I'm the chairman of Abyei community in Iowa and youth representative. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Also with me is the chairman of the Women's Association. If we could please get a brief introduction. Of course, with bakay like Korean Queen, yini nga.
Gaji kamot, ani boy di chon nyarum nyok. Gaji kamot kan wajib kan tu back to ke banten. Wajib kan president DC ku jela ya kan
Safara.
Jela kan safara tu banten. Wajib kan ke gaji ku nyoy kois ku gaji re de ke ku gaji jam de ke jam pet. Ku jam dan kan ai che jamun be jam yom to ku bit tem ke jamun be pa la tuen yen. Ku gaji pa wen ke lu ku ban pa che ban ku ban gaji ku te ku gaji ku mo ku gaji ke yira le di to. Itan ma wunde da won na lu ke na na nyoga na ke long ku nyen jer ku yen la yen ko. Ban ka wen che ban wo ku dwer ka be ku je la do ka na be ga chat. Ku gaji pen miet ku cha la kan ni so ban kan ku chi betem ye kan yom to ku chi betem ye kan chi jam ka je ka ko pa ku bi ra tieng ka de ko no ban be tin ne dak ko ban ke biak di ta ko ku ke biak ban ku ban te ku ba ku ye ka te ka man ku ga mit pes ku ka ku ngi ja ku ben don kan ku bi ra jwa ka na tuing ta ni ku bi kan cha go ku bi ra tieng ke cha ka tieng yom to ka bin le ke bi jwa ka ku bi la tuing ko ga mit pes ka wi ba ngi ka ka bi ren wa chi ba na ko la ko long bi we ni bi ko ban tin na ke bi kon chu ke dan mi tan ku cha la mi ko bi yo nin bela tuing wa dan insha Allah bu ta mi ali chi ko ga chi le ku wa chi ban lan ban ya bi ka mi tuing ngang ma yo den bi wo kana ke le ku wa chi pa ban mo wo ban chu ke yi ka le nya rum ya ko
Thank you, Antonio. Now, before we get into why we're here today in DC and what are some of the initiatives that we're working on, I want Mr. President to introduce the Abyei Community Organization of the United States and what are the goals and the missions and what are some of the work that the Abyei community has been doing in the United States, just so everyone can have a view of who we are and what are we doing for Abyei.
Thank you. I am in between the two, whether speaking Dinka, as we originally said, or so I will be brief. Abyei community since we get elected in 2016. The goal of a Abyei community of building a well respected organization that can deliver to the people needs has not changed. What we did is that we transformed the organization to be more young people involved, as they are the future of tomorrow. And also we connected with the American people. Our aims has always been first and foremost is to take care of the well-being of our people that are here in diaspora. And as we do so, we know there is a high expectation of us from our people back home in South Sudan, and we work diligently to try to make sure that we are responsive to their need, while at the same time utilize our being here, our connection, for the best benefit of our people, and that it has been our mission.
Can you give us just a brief overview of specifically some of the projects that the community has kind of worked on and had a positive highlight over the community?
Yes, like I said, we would like to regard ourselves as a servant to people.
Right.
Normally, when leaders are selected, it does not necessarily mean they are the most intellectuals of the society or the most brilliant, but rather they're being asked to serve. In other words, we owe it to our people to deliver on the promise. So since we came to the office, we undertook the construction of the organization so that we could have a strong base of which to stand on. And that construction of the base involved building relationship with the U.S. government, sorting out our legal document, connecting with other international organizations, and we were able to accomplish that. As a result, we have now a good relationship with the local and the federal government, something that is positive. And as a result, it led us a visit to U.S. We also, on the social services side, we have been able to deliver to our people needs. We wanted to be a community that member of Abyei or any South Sudanese can pick up the phone to call when they are in need. During the COVID-19, of course, we were able to assist for the family that were separated as a result of the flight restrictions. We were able to fight on behalf of our people. We produced over 270,000 to various members of society, including non-Abyei, something that we're pretty very proud of. We also build a good relationship with the police department as we try to get our hand in being able to impact the relationship between communities and the police department. We had a regular visit where the officers come and speak to young people. We also build the youth body. Recently, we, of course, sponsored the youth event in Texas and was very successful. We're hoping to build upon this success. But for the good of time, these are just very few. I'm sure we have delivered a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for that brief overview. I'm going to go next to Mr. Bagat. I know you serve as the community of Iowa, was the head of the community in Iowa. So I want you to just kind of touch on what are some of the works that you've been doing in Iowa, and how have you and Mr. James partnered up to support the community in Iowa?
Well, I'm glad you actually asked this question because since Mr. Chairman came to Iowa, we have been lucky to have him there and to have the office of Abyei community in Iowa. So me and Mr. President, we have been working hand in hand, and we actually prove to the people that working together is important. And when people come together, anything is possible. We have accomplished a lot because we came together. So I encourage all our Abyei people to try to think about coming together as a unit and work together so we can achieve more. Today is an example of what we've been doing because of the hard work that Mr. President has been put in. This is why we end up coming here to DC and met with the representative of the in Senate, and we end up in South Sudanese embassy for the first time. So I think working together is very important. So we've been working together hand in hand with Mr. President, and I think we should all do the same thing. And this should be an example of how important it is to work together.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Bhagat. Now we'll move on to, of course, our women leader, King Tong Wenjan. As a representative, Rawantar Dit Kaj Kadyar, what message much be nakula? What are some of the things that you guys been working on? And more, what is the role? What is the role of the women, and what role have they played so far? With that level.
Với cái việc mót kan biran kulin chiran ban kan ka bun mam ko tong Abyei ja wan ko mam be kuran Abyei pi pir ko tin en ke kur ban bude ka bun pin tan ko di chat ko bu atin en mam tin Abyei ko mam manya Abyei tan man jamo kana lam ko ja Abyei bi pin ko bi de de pe ngo chi ko ban ke kana ke na chat ko wa che kun chat ko ke ran la ke chat na rat chat ti bu liu yin chat yan wa ke ben pyo en bi ka long beran jam ko ngi kana ai ke chira bu long wala bi long ke yen bi yin lakin long beran ten bu ben ya kana ko bi ko kon dong kin ma bi de de tan ko kwa re bai tan ko to pa ni ko bi pen ko ke DC abi ko pyo ngot le ga de kan won ban be ten lakin yaw ko ban be pyo ngai chu ko ngai tu yen ke ran to ka bai chan da de kan ye kan yin kan ti ka long ban ko ban jam ro le yin tin Abyei ko ban da ya ko ban ngin ban gu ko ke diar Abyei ban chiran ban na ko ni chiran ban kana ai chen ke chiran go ngai sai ko won ban be la ken long ban ngin ban gu da ko be tin na de kan ni ere pyo ko ban kwen ai chan ko bi ngai ku ni gem ran tong ba na de pyo chan ai cha ra hon be pin ga be pin ko yan ko bi ngai ye ngol le ko ngol le wel tem kan lan kana be pa mo jong ko be de yema lo bi ran ban ku bi pe ngai be to won ni jen ko tin ka we dia ko ran ting tong ki ban na ko de kan yara long ye ko ne wel ka long ki bi lu ran kana be je kan wan ye tie kwa che kon yi mor nam ka kan re ri nam kwa chi long be ti ran pe ko mo chi ri ka tan kan ma ro ban na de be ye lo ngen ni ka ka ro ran ko ki ban ya ka long ki bi ku na bi to ban ku la kan ne ki ting a lo ma bi ngi ko ki ting ke ko ki ting ke ka wo ka chi ban na la kin ran chi bu ko ngap la ken bu ta ne li chen ban na kriye o ke kan ye ting mam ne chi ran ban ku bi ran ban yin ban ku da ku bi ya bu ban ran we ro ngam mam ti ka ta no ni dai nge yang ja ko ne ko ka to ke di ku ban kan na bi ai che ko ko ke di da ko ka pe yen mam pi nyam hu ja mam kwa bi ya ka bu ta ne li chen ko tinga be long bu ga ro le ne la ya ka man ke na de ke ku ka bu ga ta ne li chen ku biro long ka yana chin jam dit bela tuen ka war de chi ko ben tan chi ya tan yana chi nyot chan de be ker ko ku de la da ya mi ka ba da pa bi pung ku bi pin ngo kwen ko kui ka we ko bi ran ka mo ban pin nam ko ga mu pyo ban ko ban ku ku ka bi jangat ka bi na le we ka yan chin mu kala ya ru ya ko
Thank you, Auntie Naru. So, okay, we'll go ahead and get started. The purpose that we're here today, Mr. James, I want you to give us just a brief overview of what led to us being in DC today and having a meeting today in the office. Just from the letter to how did we get here, and what are some changes that you feel like moving on from today that are going to happen?
Great. Because of this important topic, I'm going to speak in two languages because I want to make sure our people back home understood. We chab Abyei and pin. We got chukale kujalanyan tin jolnyan German wal bagat. I can tawagi jej akola. We en kiken be otito. Can be og Washington ke kawan kira lo chen la kade what you and we jitri ben jala Abyei. Kan ler ke Abyei aki ketol whether in a chi or goy who you got it na koran chi delegation junub to ben UN ko ga chu ka ben chol met ku ke ka chi ben wel ket ne war body sup ya Abyei ka ta chop pandun na ke yen ci jala do lu na de kan bi ko konta ba bi we ko ko yen ne wuke de ki gan wada ne ci yo job chu jallo got ku job kan ci chak ke chol job so de cha ba bi a ci diar bi ci ke taitin mu tanzimat al mahalli tan to ban bagat na ku jela yenen tanzimat de ngog united kullu mujtama madani ban ci lwa yido a job gabla ki yo to bi je chung yo wer kwana siasin kwa chik niar ke to job ke ka rena kan واحد انه كاجا بي ولا وغا تي دي دون تي ko tatam ku muskala da kito kan ya pento a chuku ngi yana kan o mu chama do le ti e ngo muskala pento kan ke gro rana bi ke chol kan nak kul yom min ta ni tafaga salam wi ku na kan bi ko kan ke diak rana bi de نقص في تنمية باي كن مستشفيات كن شوارع كن مدارس بالتبع كن طريق لا كدي وبيجي بان بترول ده كي جاجون كأنه كان ين كيو جابان كان وجواب ده شو جا توج لمجلس الشيوخ الأمريكي كتبان يستجاب ديجران جدير بني شال سنتر تشيك براسل كرام بيوليك رجل نمبر 5 أو راني كويديك في حكومة أمريكا ci wo men chol gulel ka ben peng mazit ran den di di no sul maktab de chol James Rice ne ci ja beron ko wa kola fa jo ba chuk ben ye ka America ka chuk le ka America chuk le ittifaqe Sudan ke America ne bi ye ko America do wo je ngo le bi we go ben dar ci le ku kan ye luo kala fo kingdom tok we wada ci ben de di ke yo ke di dan chuk le bai ku chi la kan ngo ka bia kan ni na bin ku America ngi ko ade muskala ke ira ko wada ci ben de di ja dan yin chuk le inu America a chen takla fa di bi da lo e na chan bi lo e maya fa America ore de nam junu ta bai ten lo bi ka bo la hawlo min yi man ta fi junu leke Abyei ko wi ku ke aman ran to Abyei bi re ke chen ken yage wo ga de nim petrol da ko petrol da ke ku niar inu ku bi rana Abyei bi ko fa kan yen chuglo na ngor chimal ka jinu ka ki hal ni haye kana Abyei ka ki tol ka kan yen wi ku rana Abyei la budda bi pir la gan ma bi hal ben ben ka pir bi ram pir en ke yelwela inu hubu kwa yiko kuna kira ana biya kipir ten wuke de bi junu muskila den to ka shawal ka bija ben ben dan en chu jamatin inu chu lele inu amol kwa awi bi tama dole ke loera bi ke ba bi wi e wada ayo guste jaba diga pe video wa ki ko no ga bi a chu nyo de ba ci ben to be kulo intiba ku ka ci ben piao ya ka pe mo ka chen chen kiri kana fa ye na lui fam be wada da ku ka ci lui wa da blog lui tin ku ka ci le go ka de jo ba ka ro yi ba ka to jo to lazim ba ga le wazira kharija ku to ki ya na ba lo usul le wazira kharija Antony Blinken ku ka ci le jo to ba ka ga le نائب بتاع رئيس اللجنة على العلاقات الخارجية رانيشول ريتش جيمس كان يجوا عشان كودا كيلو أخذوا بيجتيا كيانا كان يجوا لويتنجا وعشان يوميا briefly we were here to introduce the letter of which we raised for the rights of the people of Abyei, and we were received with an open arm and a very warm welcome from the office of Senator Sheikh Grassley, and they promised to work hand in hand with our community to make sure the needs of Abyei people is addressed in the upcoming Security Council resolution, and they promised to do just that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Vegatis, you were in that meeting, and I believe you had a few questions and concerns. Can you kind of just give us a brief update on how that meeting went, and personally, how, do you feel like there could be any productive or solution that could come from today's meeting?
Thanks once again, Regina. طبعا يعني بدي أطمن this time لأنه زي ما جي بينهم بين ديك إنه كبر Abyei community ban fi all over the world shan big deal jen kene kulel lanu madakolo bega yogen amadun tari naja pay kwe bidaya le kawun ter ke dik buru lo le gidam fa wo ga shan ko buk lu awsal le jagun bu lu awsal din lazim buk kawun ter chu job chu ga bala buk buk lu aw wasao akter min kida ko buk muk chu ko tari ga buk lu atin e man yi shan buk i mat ko nafs lon loy ku kana bi mi do kawun ter ke rare fi United States na big tung den big dom to ga ko buk risala da buk loy wasoro de ya ko teru lo wasoro lan kul ma bi ko yi mat kul ma e chin kilo bi ko ban ko ala buk tiam cho yi mat ka wo ga wi ku nafsan majhud chuk loy ba min dolo da Iowa wi ku bita fi Arizona ko bita fi Texas ko bita fi Utah ko bita fi ina bulaya wunta ta wutun zai Iowa فأنا بناشد من هنا كيكون أبيع community عشان قبولي لأنه الوعي كان بداية so this is just a beginning كلون دي دمورة تاون يمتوي فالله دي لمجهودات بتاعبين ngong kuwok ditku قدرات ko ditku ko loy kadang ditku yai da chuk yogina abalo بحضور بتاع دكتور أتيك لعبيب أتتن وهو بيشهد على كون تأثير اللوي فإحنا بنناشد من هنا عشان قبولي وبن وبوك كن شو جواب شو كنا بوك لا واصلوا لقدام فأمان إدي كبي و progress رجوا من هسه أنا بتمنى إنه دعوة كن باك بينبان ويكوي يومنا قبولي توك especially كيوت الكتاب في United States.
Thank you, Mr. Bagat, for that brief update. We're going to go ahead and go to Auntie Nyaru. Auntie Nyaru, as you know, ينادات نونتر نونتر جام كيتن في مشكلة عبية. إيك تيمو لو بلاك ديار عبية عشان بيك بيان بين بيك تاب يامات كبيك نيج ديك نونتر لون عبية. إيك تيمو لو بلوي من كونتر شر لوي كجام نونتر شر لوي.
Lagi juga mau pakai awak dia rapi kena biran aku lihat ran kan ke buat ben pengi ku beda ini yang ke biran lalu ke chin ben ni nyendo ku beping ku beting aci bela tiran bai ku na ku ne ku jen taulet kalau ke bu ku ne ke jiting yin ku ke jiting yang ke yin ku ne ka wo ya ki wo yam aku le jam mo ku kan ran to ku ya tol ko le ku ran ku yo ka ko le jam ka wo kan wo ga pen mer ku yen ki jaman ran dia ka duong ki bu le lakin ko ne ko en ke ci ran to ne loy ku ke jang wan ke loy ka long bu ran chu yo ka ko la ku lu jama ye tun ki jam dan chin jama ko long ki bu ku ngo ku ko ya loy ki kan ka dang ban na man ran to bi loy ai che to ci tan lo ri chong yen la bi chong ko na ran to kan chong en ka che to ban ku ban na ko la ko ci ban ku ka le lakin nang bar ku chin ku bar ku pyo ku le bu ko tong bu ka ku na ko to ban yira na ngel ki yana ka biya pin kolan ya le jabi ya biya de ki de ya ma ka tin ka ka chu yo ka kol ya na chu tin jam den ke jaman ko za pai di na mu ko bu ka ja ben ku bu ka ti ke ku yo ka ne ne cha ka yen ti kana biya lo ya lo run da na ka ni ka wan ka bu ngo to ka de ku ben be tin cha ra wan wa yo ku pa bi de la ka ne ku ngora lo ka ke ni kana de ben pyo ka wo ki wa ji ba na ko ku ka wa de bi ra ne ben tin arun kuwen bela kwen kon men ken bela ka kira bela ka kin wa so ka yin bu de ki ra ban yok ka gon dik ku ra na be pyo ngat ki de ki gon nai bu ban be tin na ka diam won ka ban tuen ka wo ga ban ko ko ngi cha da dik na shi cha tan dira na yan cha tan cha ka ka sar de yan wala nin ken ka ban no wala lo nin bla ria shi ran bu de ria na cha ka yen den kan ki ra be long ko ka chi jam di ka ko na ko bu nam wo dia ra be ko wi wi ku buya ko to ko mo chatan ko to ko be le ko ka ro wi bu ka na cha yin ma ti mi pyo ta ka na be ko ko bu ka lo to ga na cha yin de kan go yin no ka na open man pyo man ke ka ki ma mo ka na ko to a ko jo a ko mam zuru paran ba ka ta tin chi to be ta ka ki lakin เนี่ยเลยบุญชอบเพื่อตัวเองก็บุญตอมเดือดผมเบียว่าได้เบียบุญนำท้าถึงอันเด็กกันวันในลุยเลยก็วิเวลก็เลยก็วิเวลก็วิยำตัวกับบุญกันวิยำตัวก็วิจองกันในชุกุลองแล้วก็วิยำตัวก็เวลาก็วิเวลผมไปนิ่งท้าถึงเวลาไปมันสบายชิราน้ำรวยมีอะไรชิ้นเดียวกันเลยแล้วก็นั่นเดี๋ยวต้องยินยำประมาณนี้พี่ยำว่าลูกพี่รวยแล้วกันนั่นละอาบุรวยแล้วหัวขี้มาตัวไอ้ยังบุญยาตอนคนบุญอีมัดบุญบุญอีมัดแปลว่าถึงบุญอาคุยมันบุญอีมัดไอ้ยี่เนี่ยเลยก็อีมัดก็เว้ยเขาไปเดียร์เบย์มันก็ยกไปชิ้นร่างวันไปบุญกูรู้เลยไอ้ชิ้นร่างไปไอ้คือเนี่ยเลยยกลองบัวมาดีเบียร์ไปพูดถึงอ่ะก็เลยเนี่ยมันก็บุญท่าเนี่ยเลยชิ้นกูบิรามุกคิดท่านี่ชั่วถึงอ่ะก็เลยก็ย้ำดิบิรามุกชิ้นกูว่าก็ไปชิ้นก็ไปเลยโอ้ก็ตะวันนั้นก็ก็ยกคิดชั่วไปย้ำไปเลยทุกอย่างว่าชิ้นเนี่ยเยอะยันเยี่ยมมาล้วนว่ายิ่งยันเยี่ยมมาล้วนเลยช่วยเลยจะไปช่วยลุยก็ว่าไปก็จะไล่ยันยันก็ว่ายิ่งลุยก็ว่าไปก็มีตัวทั้งว่าช่วยไปลุยเบี้ยโดนที่ตะก็เป็นแค่เมื่อกำมันแค่เด็กที่เชื่อกันนะไอ้ยันช่วยเลยจะเป็นเป็นตัวก็ยิ่งจะรู้กันนะช่วยไปลุยโดนก็ว่าช่วยบ้านมันก็ยกไปกันนะกำมันที่ร้านที่ยังเงี้ยอยู่ใครช่วยลุยกับยักษ์ว่าช่วยที่นั่นที่กูว่ากันแล้วกูว่าไปเพียงเงากูเดียร์อะไรก็เท่าคุณเนี่ยเพียงกูบัดกูเพียงเบี้ยตัวกันPukalo ko kedan kana juko palla pa nyuk la kad bi woni ay de bukti ka bu gur wa dan bu gur ka di dan ba ke pan ate wana ga pan da ko juko bari en ka chin kan e pan ngo ya ke kara na pe gi india da ken kan ka da wa chi dia no bu pa juko la ka bu gur ka bu gur la na ko inde ka ka yu ai che pa yu ra yu ka pa ya da na ka di ka win mu bo ku bi wo ko wa ko ni ka pa an ka be ke ni ko ka chi ka le ko ka tung ban ku ya da ka chi ban na jam chua jam mà con nó phải jam đi cũng phải giúp ai chi bữa coi với là tuyến phải cái jam phải với là phải cái lui cô coi chờ bé con nó phải lui ý là lui của để cái vốn thì nó giúp cái yêu của niên quy nhiên của bạn rồi cái jam tốt của niên quy nhiên của bạn jam cho cái gạo rồi cái lấy vẫn là cái đông về cái giúp bên lấy cái của nhà bây giờ cầu cái nó bay chỉ là nó tàn như là nó thấp hơn yan bữa coi đó là jam
Too bad. Raja Kerma, too bad. She wake back the fire to go too bad. The Raja Kerma. I love my wish I love root. I love my wish I love root. Too bad. Too bad. She wake back the fire to go too bad. The Raja Kerma. I love my wish I love root. I love my wish I love root. We got faded. We got faded. And we got in and turn on by the week. Kill with it, and king on the way. I love my wish I love you. Question again, done, and one call out of give a jolum durman. Give a jolum durman in the end with more than the end with more. We got just I love my wish I love you. I love my wish I love you. You ain't body fly, but move too bad, we got your come. I love my wish I love you. I love my wish I love you.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. We had to take a brief break. I just want to thank all of our viewers. Thank you for tuning in with us. We ask that you continue to tune in with us as we give you an update. As you know, the United States, the Abyei community in the United States are working hard together to bring about change. We are not, we hear the voices. We hear the voices of the cry, and we're working together to bring about change. And I ask all of you to continue to share this video, comments, and if you have any questions as well, please send them in. I'll go ahead and conclude today because we're running out of time right now. I want to thank Mr. Chairman. I want to thank Mr. Bagat for being here, and Tinyaru for being here, and everyone that was here today with us. They're not able to make it in the live. I think today was a making of history for me. It's definitely a making of history because these small things that we did today is what is going to bring change, and it's what going to um, bring about awareness of what's happening in Abyei. So with all that being said, thank you everyone. I'll go ahead and give it to Mr. President with our final comment and conclusion of today. Mr. President, I want you to leave our people of Abyei today with what are some of the things that you're requiring from everyone to do moving forward? How can we all be part of that change for those who are passionate about what's happening in Abyei and wanting to bring about justice in Abyei? What message do you have for them?
Yeah, thank you, Regina, and special thanks to all the team that was in our delegation from Abyei Women Association, to our local chairman who's wearing two hats, also representative of youth, and to Mayun, who actually did the impossible, put all the engineer, our production, and continue to do this. It's very simple. I will say it and then end it in Dinka. Change had to start somewhere, and we have started moving, and it has to be all our effort. And I couldn't say it better than Mr. Bucket. He said a while ago that we need to start believing in ourselves. Never underestimate what you're capable of. So, in other words, nobody but you will ever make your dream come true. And you have the power in your own unique way. We just have to work collectively as a team. Each one of us has a unique assignment in life that if he or she uh, deliver on that, your contribution will impact larger life and larger society. Kene yuej ba lo be mana akola bidaya dig ara loy. Abyei community اللي أول مرة أشيلوه وصول في United States Senate اللي هو مجلس الشيوخ الأمريكي. أشياء بياك بيولج ران ون شيتك أشيلو بيلاتين ران شينج أشيلو ببالتين ران ريوج كأي أشيلو ببالتين. كنا كي ينيو أتوقع كتير. لكن بين كنا يتانون شيء بعدين لويل كخطوة الأول. النتيجة ببين وشيء بين يروب لويل بين ديار. نتيجة ببين بي أبيع نتيجة بلون مستمر. كلون مستمر إنه أني أركو وبرانا أبيع بن بالذات كايتو أمريكا. باقي community ke kudun kwar ko yar ka bana wi ku bi ay men rana bi ay bingi men bi ay bingi lanu a chen pan real ko re kan pan ne tung jar ku kange jino tung mugi nga ga chi budwong en ke tong thor be confident lakin nak ta ka tong ga yin ko le na bi wa nyang pe ke yin riya dit kurot biot abi akor lakin adit kel jaro ro do loy ade minority warabia tafi musuli tana Syria gabila bitai hafs al-Asad gabila tin korope lakin muk Syria ran radion en keran ken ne lewlo fa yen mashwar da ke naja uga ci jam be musul al-Congress uga ci wala wadu bi shakwa bi etla gad wazara kharija amerikiya da ke ala sulta fi dawla وسفير دولة جنوب السودان يقول واستقبلوه كاجوب ده كوين كواتش نيار كواتش لوي واد بإنه هاي بلوي كفاجا بيجي وين وقتين مكتب دين تاوكسنا يقول استقبال دين باي وكلوا كيشامو قاعد بيو فكان يلو شعب بيجي وانت في دول كا لوي كم مشهوداتك كنا كيتو كلوا كوا كلوا مناديب كون كورانتو مصر كمندوب ده مصر كورانتو ساوث أفريقيا كمندوب ده لكن هدف ده يكون واحد لانه كويكو كده ده واحد نمرة اثنين كنا كدو حقدو دي الويل كيرياج لانه شارع ويج بين كده نوم كي حقدو انا بين بير lo bal weli tanom nyal fi Junub Sudan fi ayi makan to inten na ran je le ngun wi pir ngo china ra ji ka wi ba pir e wan ngo kera na ba ja lo we yendi chi no be dal lo we yen ngi chu gu le ga de dara ku mo wi bu war wal de bay wi ko eno ku le ke hakda eno wi ku bu brana be bi pir ku bi nam de dignity ji tana alam ban fa kaita bai lazim bak wada biye baga lar kwen mashhur kana ku le na ina ku le bai ten ku le fe yi makan fil alam kaita America ka ki community ke wi dam maliya ke wi dam fikriya ke wi dam fi ruhiya kawan jo era ne chore na biye community era ande malle biye community lo dam we wonter kifaya bi ke lo era an wonter de na mafkar e wolo medu malumat era an wonter ko lo sa jaw e ben bo kat pyo bu ngey kaga ban ke kaga mehem ku yene ken yene nyar ku yene ji pyo mi da pe be kullu ken en kira loy loy ki to ga kola rang me wo o dik chu kayo ke wo o dik pe ku ka be dai ti ma batwe lekin ken en cha wi bi badra na bi no ko je ke yina ko nya che ke la twen ke yina ta twen bi gin jala ko anya buk ta twen bu ko yuan nim bira non ko yo bi jala le ken ngo yi ki ga ba ko nya diru go nyu ku le ka chu ye America ka big loy America ke wujira rel rawon bi ba tie ko aswat ku ne wer wen mo tani na ka loy sak do mo en ke yar yel ba na elu sajel ko chwe intikhabat mahali elu hawal ba angi ko hukuma mahali عشان أبويا ده صوت ونا ويجي كوني نبلوي دي كي يهبو كبلاقين بيعملوه لأنه مرات كده كي خبرة فهنا كان يلا وبالويل أني على جنب كوي كأو ولون ببين توين أنا ديت كان كبداية لوي لكن الزيارة ده كي ناجح ومفروض إيران أبيعي بيوميات بإنه ينشتيك على مستوى أمريكا نكون أول تنظيم بلو يخش في United States Senate فأنا كان ينبع له وقع ببيع جام وين بنتوين لكن كان ريال بقوله من غير كويتشيتا وجوكين لازم بو عني بكاي وجوك كلوي كي أنياركي this is my ending message and thank you.
And in conclusion, thank you for tuning in and being with us. Until next time, you all have a great day. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Antoinette.